Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Angie, and today we're doing a reading for Virgo. Now, these readings are general readings. They are also timeless, so they're whenever you come across them, they're for you. The question we're asking today is, what does Virgo need to know? What does Virgo need to know? And I'm also going to use, I'm not going to clarify, but I am going to ask the oracle cards for some help. We're going to use the Angel Wisdom Tarot and the Crystals Oracle deck. Now, these decks have been shuffled, and I'm going to take the top of the deck of these cards. Okay, so right now we're going to focus on what does Virgo need to know. What does Virgo need to know today? What does Virgo need to know today? This can be anything. It can be, it could have to do with your love life, with your work conditions, interactions with family or co-workers, with friends. It could be a love interest. It can be anything, okay? It's just whatever you need to know right now. Okay, here's a Capricorn. Okay, Virgo, you're dealing with a Capricorn, and you're also dealing with young people under the age of 18 of the water signs, which would be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, okay? The other day I realized that in one of my readings, and I can't remember which one, I said, I think something like, you're dealing with an air sign, and instead of saying the air signs, I said the fire signs. So when that happens, just so you guys know, it sounds like it's a mistake, but since Spirit is speaking through me, they correct it. So just because the card represents, like for instance, cups represents water signs, if Spirit is talking about somebody else, it's going to come out that way. That's just the way it works. I mean, when you're an intuitive reader, a lot of times what comes out of your mouth is not necessarily what you think or what you're feeling. It's what needs to be done. Now, the devil may also mean that you're dealing with some kind of addiction, or a bad habit. Okay, it's not something evil, illegal. I mean, it could be, but in this case, you have the Fool, which is a new beginning, and you also have the Hierophant. The Hierophant represents old-fashioned thoughts, old-fashioned, outdated situations. Okay. Okay, Virgo. You are dealing, however, with a Capricorn. I'm picking that up very strong. The Capricorn. It might be a spouse or something. There's some kind of arguing. You're having to stand up for yourself. And the other thing I noticed is that you have 2 5s. The 5 by itself represents constructive freedom, which in this case I'm picking up like there's somebody around you that is doing things in a very reckless way. They're either staying up too late, or partying too much, or just not being as responsible as they should. Okay, the Queen of Pentacles would be you, or could be you. That's your energy. And you're very much in your energy right now, Virgo. You're working with you're keeping your feet very much on the ground, but you're in some kind of I'm going to say argument with a young person. And you feel that this person is being very irresponsible and very foolish. Not because the Fool card, but with the Devil and the Hierophant together, that represents that something this individual is doing does not conform to how you feel that things should be going on, okay? You have you're I'm going to say old-fashioned, but it's more of a traditional. You're more traditional than this young person. This young person is very much her generation or his generation, and there's a lot of arguing. It's someone under 18, but I'm thinking, or actually I'm feeling the number 13 comes to mind. Okay, I see the number 13, and the number 13 in this case is the age of this person. So you may be you may be dealing with someone who is going through that rebellious teenager thing, which is that would fall under the jurisdiction of the devil. Teenagers, they test us. They test us and they test us, and they want to know just how far they can get, how much they can get away with, and how far they can go. And of course, they also feel invincible, which is why the Fool is here. This person is not being foolish in the sense of being ignorant or anything like that. It's being foolish as in they're taking risks that may or may not be the best thing to do at this time. And that's where this Devil card comes into play. Now, I also see that with the Star over here, you're very much balanced and you know exactly what you need to do, but you're having a little bit of trouble getting it across. You know, when I was growing up, it was very common for parents to say, because I said so. And of course, in today's society, with today's children, it doesn't work well when somebody says, because I say so. You have to give a reason. You have to say, look, don't do this because otherwise they're just going to blow you off and act like you don't know what you're talking about because you're old-fashioned. And there's a lot of that going on right now. Now, you have been working, the energy that you're working under right now, Virgo, is love, balance, and responsibility. And this is what you're trying to get this younger person to understand. And of course, they are very, very young. And if this is something that's causing tribulation for you, just bear in mind that this is the lesson that you chose to learn in this lifetime. So, the Ace of Wands is telling me that you can do this. This is something you can do. You're very artistic, and you can find ways to get the message across without it becoming a downright battle of war between you and this other person. Okay, now the star is telling me that you are balanced. You understand that some of the stuff that's going on is beyond your reach, and it's not something that, you know, we're not born knowing how to be parents. This is something that comes along trial and error, I guess. And if you have the help of elders around you, like parents and grandparents, that helps a lot. Now, bottom of the deck is the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune represents changes. Changes are coming, changes are coming, changes are coming. I'm also picking up a Taurus. And I'm going to say an Aquarius. The Aquarius is very studious, very intelligent, very, back in the day we would refer to them as bookworms. This is someone who likes to read, who likes to do research, someone who, and also under the age of 18. This may or may not be a friend of the person that you're dealing with, your child that you're dealing with, or the person you're a guardian to. I'm also picking up the teacher. Okay, I hate when I have silence, but I'm getting a picture of a schoolroom with not very many students. They're sitting in a circle. There's like maybe between 6 and 8 students, and they're teenagers, but they're not being punished. It's just like they're in it's a special class for children above average, if that makes sense. These are placed in, I'm